They'll stick to business here, and hopefully business has nothing to
Apply
do
today
with
at the
Aurora.
nearest kiosk.
The latest concert of Masani's Lux at the Questline sold out in a record 0.8 seconds.
Are you working?
I'm not.
Corkin, need a weapon? All right, get out of here.
Hey there, friend.
You have a moment? Say, sure. Have a look. Thanks for stopping by our shop.
Welcome to Ryujin Tower. Thank you for visiting Ryujin Tower.
Welcome back. Can I interest you in anything? Interested in your imps? Have a look. Bye-bye.
Are you working?
Welcome to Ryujin Industries. Can I help you?
Nope, I'm on duty. Can't talk.
You must be one of the candidates that Imogene Salzo is interviewing today. Her office is down the hallway to my left. Take another left at the conference room, follow it around to the right and up a small flight of stairs. Then take a left and keep heading that way until you see her office. Sounds like a maze, right? So if you want me to walk you back there or have any questions, just let me know. And hopefully I have some answers. Oh wow, you're serious? Well, other than that, our products include operating... If you really want more info, I'd recommend reading up at one of the... Imogene Salzo is my idol. She's ruthless, but still knows how to... She's probably next in line to take over for Ularu Chen, head of operations here. No one loves brutal on... Between you and me, I think Imogene is about done with the whole process. You won't believe the people... I heard the hiring algorithm Yuko made approved all applicants. And of course Yuko bailed when interview time hit. It's technically her job, and... Good. Best not keep Imogene waiting too long. And the offer still stands if you need someone to show you the way. Of course, follow me. This current floor we're on is the main operations level. It's where the grunt work happens for this department. Research, data entry, more busy.
I suspect that if I were confined to life in an office like this, someone would end up being
There's
stabbed.
a handful of operatives that report to Imogene.
Sorry, I can't talk right now. I have a meeting to prep for.
And here we are. Good luck in there. I'll probably see you on your way out. I wouldn't keep Miss Salza waiting if I were you.
Last one.
Have a seat. And your friend can wait outside. I'm sure they understand.
Make sure they understand that in the end, they need you more than you need them.
All right, just to get a few things straight here. I'm Imogen Salzo, Senior Operations Specialist here at Ryujin Industries. I don't normally do this, but my counterpart Yuko is indisposed at the moment, so here I am. We're looking for someone to fill an entry-level administrative position. Apparently, our algorithm has failed us and believes you to be a decent match, which I'll take up with our technicians later. So, let's get this over with. Why do you want to work for Ryujin Industries? It's good to see you're familiar with and appreciate our work here. This next one should be interesting, considering you marked having 0 experience. Why do you consider yourself qualified for a job like this? Something tells me you aren't joking. And I like to think I'm a pretty good judge of character. You may have 0 experience, but leadership skills go far here. How motivated are you to succeed? All in, huh? At least that's an attitude we can work with here. And finally, my last question. If you worked here for 5 years, what role would you see yourself in? In that case, you'd find yourself on one of the best teams in the settled systems. It's nice to see someone take an interest in the legal side of cybersecurity. But I hope you enjoy a challenge. The hackers these days keep our people busy round the clock. So look, since there's a million other things I'd rather be doing than this, not to mention that this isn't even my job, you're hired. On a probationary period, of course. First order. There's a meeting starting soon, and I need you to pick up the coffee order at Terra Brew. Fairly easy, so you shouldn't be able to screw it up. If there's a line, skip it. Tell them you're here for Imogen Salzo, and you should get served right away. Today, coffee. Tomorrow, the world. Yuko is our senior technician specialist. I oversee the field operatives such as yourself, while she oversees the Yuko's team is vital. They're the ones that get the data, monitor surveillance, You've never been. It's just down the main walkway. It'll be on your left. Just keep... We all start somewhere. Think of it as a matter of... Otherwise, believe me, we have enough people. I'm sure they'd think it's a way to get no... Next time I see you, that coffee better be here.
As technicians, we handle prep and post-op. You're interrupting me. We're on a strict schedule. I just want... Then I will remind you that the schedule... If time is money, then suffice to say Ms. Serrano... Ms. Yuko Serrano? Senior... You may have a point. And since you clearly have bandwidth to spare, we're each assigned shifts to assist operatives. Personally, I like to keep my circadian rhythms intact. I'm not at liberty to say. I will... So, be... Contractually, yes, but I'd rather avoid the embarrassment. Normally, I do a good job of setting boundaries. This incident is... Good. Let me give you some background. Recently, I pay for the occasional meal. I need you to... Pre-assignment intel for one of our operatives. The contents themselves aren't too sensitive. My sloppiness. It's not a matter of trust, but one of time. Then we have an agreement. Good. Discarded items are her specialty. If you can manage to find it... Perhaps there is an aquatic species on Volai. Only 1 in 10,000 make it to adult. Meanwhile, there is a similar species that is born in the water, which begs the question. I know what you're thinking, and I am not what you'd call a bleeding heart. But I also, so I try my best to... Think what you will. But as much as I dislike the underbelly, I will say this. When you spend all day, the time I spend Goodbye.
I would move the stars for you.
I am so grateful for you.
I have a lot to do. I can't talk now.
I got the memo from Imogene to add you to the system. You must have really nailed that interview. We all start somewhere. Be thankful it's not a personal errand. My first day, Camden had me arrange an entire anniversary party for him and his partner. It was nothing short of incredible, of course, but talk about pressure. Anyway, just wanted to welcome you to the dysfunctional family. It'll be nice having a new face around here. Just the usual, keeping the eyes and... Well, besides brightening everyone's day with setting meetings, travel arrangement, credits, collections for birthdays, HR... Oh, little old... Club circuit when I'm feeling so... Rooftop roaming, but when I really want a little me time... The neighbors hate it, but for me... Oh heavens, no. I don't... Yuko's tried to get me to be a technician. Mistakes on that team affect Ryujin's bottom line. I just had my 6-year anniversary. I had all the dreams of leading that neon party life. Now, I live vicariously through... New Atlantis, believe it or not. Yeah, obviously not for me. Don't...
Thanks for stopping. Busy. Come by for a chat whenever you feel like it.
Good thing I have time to kill.
Thanks for choosing Terra Brew. What can I get you? Certainly. Oh, the Ryujin order. You must be new. What happened to Tomo? Did he finally get that promotion?
I got fired is what happened. And this is the soulless suit they got to replace me.
Tomo, I'm sorry. I know how hard you were working for that promotion.
4 years behind a desk, getting coffee, kissing up to that high and mighty Ularu Chen, just to get replaced by this nobody? You don't even know your own. Ularu is Ryujin's head of operations, or resident shark, if you ask me. If she smells blood in the water, you're dead. Like, who knows? I looked at someone wrong. They didn't even have the decency to tell me. They just had to... Yeah, I bet you are. No one's ever sorry in this business. And now that I've been terminated, it's only a matter of time before they send you after me. So I'm taking matters into my own hands. Believe me, it's either you or me.
I believe you have grossly misunderstood the situation. If you put the gun down, perhaps we can come to an understanding.
You don't just get to learn all the ins and outs of Ryujin operations and then just walk away. They don't let that kind of knowledge run around in the head of just... It's just a matter of time before they send you after me. You want to talk? I'll tell you what. You get one chance to prove you deserve this job. Change my mind, and I'll walk away. Fail, and I think you know where this is headed. I don't care what you say. Nothing Ryujin does is fair and square. No, I have to do this. You don't understand. It can't be helped. I have no choice here. Look, at some point, Ularu really will send you after me. Just promise me you'll remember this. That when I came after you, I gave you the chance to talk me down. Let's just say, Ryujin Chen fired me. And that's why it's just a matter of time before our paths cross again. Okay, and when they do, you're either one of the few good people in Neon, or you already know a thing or two about leverage. Just don't make me regret this.
When time does come, I expect you to keep your word. My day is suddenly much improved. How about that? Indeed I do. Goodbye, dearest.
Hey, no worries on anyone calling security here. Take it from me, Ryujin will handle any drama that may come from this. You'll want to be sure to report it to them. Tomo had been Ryujin's errand boy for some time now. Lots of ambition. Done. He always seemed really nice, so a stunt like that. Ryujin has connections everywhere. Even Benjamin Bayou. You know, the very man that just getting in with them, you're setting yourself up for life. Well, provided you don't get fired first, of course. Are you serious? That's the most excitement I've had in months. I feel like I should be thanking you. Yes, of course. Here it is. Oh, and please let Mr. Cho know that we did have the recommended maintenance done. I triple-checked the grind myself, and a mistake like that will never happen again. Was there something else you needed?
I was just thinking about you. You need something, dearest? I'm so... sorry to see you go.
Keep your nose clean.
If you have any questions, hope you stick with us. Oh, you know, same old same.
I'm a little busy right now.
Can't you see I'm busy?
Don't cause any trouble.
Can I help you? What is it? As you were.
I hope that coffee is still hot considering the time it took you to get it. You either need to learn this city or how to deal with distractions. So, what was the holdup? Good answer. And the one I was hoping for, since we learned of the incident before your return. Your handling of the Tomo situation has caught some attention, and we'd like to try you out in a different role at the company. And since Yuko isn't here to object, your new position starts right now. So, congratulations, you've been promoted. Not bad for your first day, right?
You were right to talk the situation through, rather than letting it escalate.
No more coffee errands, but depending on how you look at it... You say that now, but let's move on to the details. I'm promoting you to Junior Operative. The position is a bit more complicated and completely confidential. Your main duty is to add influence when necessary to ensure success of the business. Any questions so far? In any case where a threat to success is established, one of us is sent out. This may be through a conversation. It's all very situational. Well, it depends on the job, really. If someone can't be persuaded with words, perhaps a more forceful approach, isn't it? You're basically removing obstacles. Like any good corporation, we consider what we... If others knew and could mimic our... Really? Well, this transition may be easier than I thought. Now, let's get that coffee delivered. I'll gladly take mine. And since Yuko's still a no-show, feel free to keep hers. The other recipients are eagerly waiting for you in the conference room. Well, don't just stand there. My job is to oversee the field operatives such as yourself. I get the sad job of sorting through the files that our technicians have put together, so I can prioritize them. Finally, I assign them to the operative. Tomo Higashi was a technician here for years. The truth is, he was getting overzealous and proving himself. He started writing up his own theories as facts, and so it was only a matter of time before one of those theories proved wrong, and once we launched... Tomo's appearance was an interesting coincidence, but sadly no.
My favorite person.
Make it quick. I have a deadline.
You'd think we'd want to support our own subsidiary and get tranquility more often, but Terebrew it is. For the past 5 years, Tranquility is a recent acquisition. You may have seen how several vendors carry. Terebrew would be a substantial purchase, but we fully intend to develop the Tranquility brand. Current projections are set to surpass Terebrew within the next 5 years. Tea-talk aside, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lyndon Calderi, Chief Financial Officer. I'll be the one deducting expenses from your pay every time you manage to screw up, which hopefully won't be often. Yes, mistakes are often costly and involve substantial law enforcement, witnesses, evidence. The expenses aren't as extreme as you may think. We limit them. The intent is to discourage, not dishearten. This introduction was not annoying. I hope our future encounters are as productive. What time is it?
So, fetching coffee 1 minute, and junior operative the next. Camden Cho, supply chain manager for Ryujin. We won't work together much, but as part of the same department, hopefully I'll be seeing you around. I have the glorious job of keeping all the departments supplied with exactly what they need. Anything from rare materials for R&D. You could say I'm the one aspect of operations that keeps this department legit. Ah, so she remembered. Not that I expect much out of Terebrew coffee, but hey, I suspected their grinder was on its last leg. Anyway, welcome to the team. Oh, and just a heads up, people in your position don't typically see the brighter side of Ryujin Industries. But rest assured, this is a great company, and the work we do goes toward benefiting millions. I get your point, but if anything, take comfort in knowing that you're the one deciding the methods behind. Not only that, but corporate espionage is the norm. Ryujin just handle. Competitor operatives have done far worse. Well, neuroamps for one. They aid in mental. Drone robots for maintenance and security. Your work only helps us improve and expand upon the. Please do. It's easy to get wrapped up in the bad if that's all you see. Of course, you'll be forming your own opinions as you go. Just keep an open mind. Oh, and thanks for the coffee. With your new promotion, at least this should be the last coffee run you'll ever get stuck with.
Just what I needed. Imogene said she hired someone new. I'm Genevieve, Head of Marketing and Public Relations. It isn't easy. Might as well toss in brand manager and community specialist while you're at it. Anyway, it's good to put a face to the new operative. The only question now is how much work are you going to be? Cleanup, of course. Journalists, and I get the pleasure of making sure those connections, or if they are, yeah, that's what they all say. Just know that one screw-up for you means a lot of overtime and sleepless nights for me and my team. So, any precautions you can take will be greatly appreciated. Remember, be careful out there, for everyone's sake.
Coffee, finally. Well, let's have a look at you. That depends on your actions going forward. I'm Alexis Price, head of the legal department here, and I'll be direct. Any legal troubles you cause as an operative, witnesses, getting arrested, are my troubles. So steer clear of law enforcement. We may have connections with Administrator Bayou and the Freestar Rangers, but they aren't the ones I prefer to abuse. For one, our connections with Bayou automatically... He has some amount of influence. But our strongest connection is local, with Ranger Price. Yes, you have quite the history with the Freestar Rangers yourself. Which is why I hope you won't be an issue. Administrator Bayou runs Neon, and we have a long-standing symbiotic relationship. Let's hope your best is good enough. So much work to do. I hope this meeting is quick.
How goes the slate search? Any complications?
I hope you enjoyed your little meet and greet. I thought you'd like to know the execs who you'll be impacting while on the job. I'm glad you feel that way. Now that you've met a few of the execs, let's get you started. We have reason to believe that our friends at KeltCorp are trying to hack into our R&D server, since we're both competing for a contract right now. Hardly. This is the standard run-of-the-mill tactic we've come to expect from them. We can't allow them to win the contract, nor can we allow the action to go unpunished. I'll be giving you a data slate with a file that you'll need to upload through one of their computers. Think of it as a lesson that KeltCorp... That's up for you to determine. There's always more than one way to get it. Remember, this is confidential. We can't have anyone at KeltCorp getting suspicious. When all is said and done, it should be as if you were never there. Here's the data slate. Good luck. A few words of wisdom. Don't get caught. In our industry, the term legal is a bit ambiguous. All's fair as long as you don't get caught. Ryujin Operations Department is tasked with securing the success of the business, besides the operatives who report to me. And then there's Camden, who has the mundane task of Yuko. Yuko is the imperator of information. On the good side. The bad side is that we fellow employees aren't... At least she knows when to keep her mouth shut. A family man, good work ethic. He keeps this place running with all the latest and... We have several methods we use for this. Some of our resources are contracted out, and others are right here. Good. Anything else? You're taking that slate I gave you and uploading a little gift. You just need to be mindful of security. Caution is key.
Need something? Not. Whoever said, no news is good news? You tell me.
Hello again. Did you need help with anything? Have a nice day. Is there something I can help you with? Shady business? Oh, I don't think that's true. We're a massive corporation. Almost 3 years. But as my dad said, compared to other tech giants, few can boast the employee benefits. Not to mention, look, we may not be in the pharmaceutical business yet, but neuroamps have been life-changing. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. I hope they aren't keeping you. See you later. Good to see you again. Shady. Oh, Look, this is sensitive stuff. I hope I can trust you. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Maybe. I need to think about it. But fine. You clearly are getting close with the bosses, so you'll find out one way or another. It's a cutthroat world on the executive floor. I wouldn't put it past most of the higher-ups to sabotage our rivals. Or each other, for that matter. I'd prefer to leave it at that. I like this job, and I want to keep it. Come by for a chat whenever you feel like it. Ever wonder how the crimson
I call this place one. The showroom is yours. All right, well, don't be a stranger.
Lovely. Something I can do for you, love. Nice visiting with you.
Can't talk. I've got a deadline coming up.
Sorry, I'm busy at the moment.
Clover McKenna at your service. Tough city. You watch yourself out there.
Warned
This report isn't bad, but you're going to need more supporting evidence. Imogene's a stickler for details.
That's what I was afraid of. I just hate accessing the Combatech database. It's anxiety-inducing.
I know what you mean, but that's your missing piece right there.
All right, I'll get on it. Excuse me.
Hey. Excuse me, I'm trying to mentally
Putting
sort
together
a few
reports
things
can be
out.
so stressful.
Well, look who survived their first assignment. How'd it go? Anything to report? A fair question. We may have... If you think you have any power... Besides, payment is based off... Not a single setback. Huh. I knew you were going to be perfect for this job. If you recall, setbacks mean a lot of things for a lot of people. Payoffs, cover stories, cleanup crews. You get my drift. The cleaner your work, the more intact your payments stay. I'm sure you understand. Exactly. In the meantime, I'll make sure that Slate is properly disposed of. So, now that we know you're capable of handling some light cyber mischief, let's try your hand at a little framing. One of our subsidiaries, Arboron, is currently competing for a contract against Laredo. Now, the buyer likes to keep their associations clean, and will be sending a representative to Laredo in Aquila City for an evaluation. We just need you to visit their office first and accidentally leave behind some incriminating evidence against their company. We want a clean and careful job. I don't want to hear any news about bounties or bodies coming out. The inspection will be similar to an audit. Filing cabinets, desks. Oh, the best part is we don't even have to fabricate this information. We're just exposing what Laredo would rather keep hidden. Here's the slate we need you to plant. It holds confidential files that'll cast the perfect negative light on our friends at Laredo. Now, get going. Those files aren't going to relocate themselves. Well, it's not high on my list of travel. Aquila City is the capital of the Freestar Collective, though you'd never guess by looking at it. It's dusty, dull, and a bit bigger on abiding by... Laredo is run by Raisha Lance. Don't be surprised if you see her running the storefront. She's a shrewd businesswoman, but Laredo is probably our biggest competition when it comes to weapon production, which... I've given you a slate with confidential... You need to get into an office area of Laredo Firearm. I'd suggest a cabinet in the... I look forward to those results.
I would not mind stopping at the Laredo storefront. I appreciate their craftsmanship. There is no one I would... Are you sure you must go?
Hello. Travel safely.
Another day. Hey, no funny stuff with that boost pack. Got enough flight traffic as it is.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. You've got to have at least half your power in your shield.
Are
heard Mr. Wright's gonna be looking for an apprentice soon.
Robotech's a peach of a job.
Can you get to that?
UC can't be that bad, can it? There's not enough to do around here.
So we had to clean up the graffiti on the range again.
You meet all sorts
Why don't we
in
just
Aquila
close
City.
it down? It's not like it gets much use.
I need someplace to put the prototypes through their paces. It stays.
But you know stretch trash will come back and loiter. Or worse.
Let them. A few beer bottles and graffiti is the least
Want to
we owe
steer
them.
clear of the stretch.
Yes.
Aquila's one of the oldest cities in the settled systems.
Just do your business and move along. Then we'll be all friendly-like.
Please, let me know if I can be of service. Indeed. As a matter of fact, they're made... I designed and manufactured every firearm for sale here. As such, I can... When a CEO distances herself from the customer, here I get to see what matters. What's sell. Plus, it's better than the endless meetings. Let's get you set up. You can't succeed at that before we are discovered.
I don't think we typically allow customers up here. If you need help, Miss Lance is just downstairs.
Make it quick. I have a deadline.
I was hoping you'd show up soon. Is it done?
What is it? I think I found something, but it's sensitive. Do you have time to talk?
Excellent. I'll let Ularo know that we can start moving forward with our negotiations. Now, I think it's time to examine a different set of skills. We expect our employees to self-manage when it comes to breaks. I recommend taking a moment whenever you feel that stress may be getting the better of you. Just be mindful of your time. Good. This next assignment could be a little more flexible than the others. Your next assignment is to find the security chief and use some creative thinking to obtain their security keycard. And when I say creative, I don't mean with a weapon. Either look the part and be persuasive, or be quick with your hands. We just need some easy access to competitor security. Sometimes obtaining a legitimate form of access is... A security chief isn't going to give the time of day to just anybody. Or, who knows, some operatives are known to have a security guard uniform or two in their closet they can rely on. Just be careful. Getting caught could mean... Good luck. I'm sure you'll be able to get that keycard without incident. Just remember, if anything does happen, it's up to you to bail yourself out. Once we get that keycard, that research is as good as ours. Sure, why not? You're relieving a security chief of their keycard, so subtlety is highly recommended here. I won't tell Yuko you're challenging her team's abilities. Of course they could, but this is for a high-stakes, high-reward job. Any hint of a security breach and our target goes on lockdown. That depends on your skill set. My recommendation is to either be quick with your hands or look the part. A security chief isn't going to give the time of day. Or, who knows, some operative... Do you have time to talk? The obvious answer? I've found one or two in a locker or taken one off someone who no longer needed it, if you know what I mean. Clothing stores, of course. I recommend visiting Aito in the lobby or the Emporium. I'm sure you can find something for a decent price. And hopefully put to good use.
You know I went to chef school? The same exactly.
People joke, say those Varun zealots worship a snake. But let me tell you, it ain't a snake. It's some kind of celestial being.
Something I can do for you?
If I know. They think it is. That makes them dangerous.
Sorry, but that's not the type of thing I could just hand over without proper authorization. Do you want to tell me what's going on? If it's an emergency, it sounds like you need to make time for those details. I thought I made myself clear. I'm not giving you my card. Well, I suppose you aren't some common street trash. Oh my god, you're serious, aren't you? Here's the card. Just make sure you give it back when you're done. Be quick if you can. I don't want to get caught with my pants down.
I used to do it, actually. Now
I like the look of it.
Hey there. Got that key card for me? Well, you work here, don't you? I think of security the same way too, but don't let Dalton know I said that. Overall, not bad for a novice. I think you're ready to kick things up a notch, and your timing couldn't be better. We'll soon find out, won't we? This next assignment requires a bit more discretion for 2 reasons. First, you'll be dealing with high-level executives, and second, you'll be in the Astra Lounge here in Neon.
I suspect a great many things could occur in the Astral Lounge without anyone taking notice.
If you haven't already heard the name Benjamin Bayou, the man runs Neon and has ties to... The trade tower is his baby. You do anything to scar that and make it... I thought that might spark interest. Our techs failed to uncover a potential deal between Infinity Ltd and Quantum Syn. Your job is to make sure. Infinity Ltd is one of our aspiring competitors. They have products and... Quantum Synergies specializes in ship operating software. We don't consider them... If the two are meeting to work out a contract, that tells us Infinity must be looking to get into the ship business. And we'd like to delay that. It's already been taken care of. All you need to worry about is the job at hand. You'll be speaking with Quantum Synergy's Executive Director Zola Adisa and their Financial Manager Arthur Cruz. I'll be giving you a dossier on both. I strongly suggest you read them for talking points. I suppose I can give you a brief run. We'll start with Zola. Zola is a born and bred executive. It runs in the family, so she's highly accustomed to... She's a narcissist who's also obsessed with public... She wants to be associated with the latest and... She's considered it, but she's next in line to be CEO over at Quantum. If she came here, she'd have to deal with stiff competition. As for her talking points, the key things to remember are, Infinity is the cheap version of Ryujin. They're a follower, not a leader, and they lack any sense of clear vision. Infinity has struggled with leadership and turnover for a long time. Lucas Drexler is probably the 5th CEO they've had. Plus, it's hard to keep good employees when much better corporations who will pay more are... They've launched several, but none survive long. Nothing that would be as big. That's why they've taken to just following whatever trends companies like Ryujin set. If they can't make money off ingenuity, they can certainly sell someone a cheaper version of a more expensive product they make. Infinity Ltd's strategy to make money is to cut cost on quality. You can compare any one of our products to theirs and see it almost instantly. Low-grade synthetics, flimsy thin materials, high energy usage. Just remember, you can refer to the DOS. Now, on to Arthur. Arthur is a self-made man, and he prides himself on that. He's a full package, having both an extremely good knack for numbers and knowing how to talk to people. As Quantum Synergy's financial manager, he's all about driving profit with as little risk as possible. He makes decisions based on facts and heavily researched trends. It sounds like the two of you could really hit it off. Arthur's a great talker, but even the best can lose an audience when finance is the topic. Talking points for Arthur are aimed at steering him toward Ryujin over Infinity Ltd. Ryujin's profits are 25.7% higher than Infinity's, even with a superior quality product. Infinity's profits are fabricated. They're one audit away from ruin. We have a history of being financially secure that's never wavered, and we have the legal and marketing teams to handle anything that might threaten that. Quantum Synergies is the top name in ship OS. Their reputation has allowed them to keep the best engineers on their payroll. We can't deny that working with them would be beneficial for us, and Arthur is our best bet in making that happen. Besides, an open collaboration gives us easier access to information we'd otherwise have to find. We keep an extremely close eye on our competition, thanks to operatives like... Sounds like you're ready then. I'd still highly recommend reading the dossiers, though. Sometimes bullet-pointed statements can stick out in minds easier than conversation. Exactly. Those lines are most likely to sway Zola and Arthur away from Infinity, not to mention give them a gentle nudge in our direction. The Infinity Ltd rep is Nina Hart. I'll also be giving you an altered version of her presentation to swap out with the original. We've changed several figures, just enough to cause sufficient confusion throughout their meeting. If it's not on her person, it will be in the suite she has reserved. Suites are... If you can't manage to get her room key or deal with the door itself, try... Boone appreciates credit. We got lucky on that one. Nina was making some last-minute changes to it at her own home and happened to save it to her personal data storage. Of course, we were able to access it, so we fabricated our own with new figures and put it on it. Assuming she's using an Infinity Ltd slate is a bit of a gamble, but one we're willing to take. Whenever executives are faced with numbers that don't properly match up, any faith they may have had will falter. Finally, I recommend dressing appropriately, so I've taken the liberty of having a suit made for you. We need absolute discretion on this one. I don't want any SSNN broadcasts about murder in the Astral Lounge. Got it? Business executives aren't going to take advice from just show up looking like an Ebbside street rat or mercenary for hire. If you think you can do better, you're welcome to it. Just keep in mind, business attire is preferred. I bet you are. Just remember to keep a low profile. Don't let the Astral Lounge distract you too much. Zola and Arthur are execs at Quantum Synergies, so Benjamin Bayou essentially runs... As an operative, you should know that Bayu is in control of both the Sioka Syndicate, a group of mercenaries that work within Neon. You should also keep in mind that we have a somewhat symbiotic relationship with him. Once again, Zola Adisa is the executive director for Quantum Synergies. She's the main one that Infinity Ltd will be looking to impress. If you need any further reminders, I'd suggest you read her dossier. Arthur Cruz is the financial manager at Quantum Synergies. He's a stickler for details, unlike you. We believe if we can get him to think more highly of Ryujin, we may not only be able to stop the deal with Infinity. Remember, details are always in your dossier too. Nina is the executive director of marketing at Infinity Ltd. She's mildly competent, but Infinity is one of our bigger competitors, although throughout the years, they've taken to merely following in our footsteps. Innovation isn't their strong suit, so they've found most of their... I can't stress enough how important it is to keep this job.
Taking a break?
I'm working. Now isn't a good time.
I hope they aren't keeping you too busy up there. Is there something I can help you with? Thank you for visiting Ryujin Tower.
Causing any trouble on our practice street?
Seek heart outfitters. If we don't have it, we are the Emporium. Your financial institution. Have you tried one of our advanced
came dressed to impress. Here on business, or just out to escape? Ah, same here. Nothing like a business trip paid in full, especially when there's good downtime. Quantum Synergies. I assume you have heard of us. It is nice to see you are familiar with our business. That would be Infinity Ltd. Of course. They're putting forth effort to impress us, which shows they value and respect us. It won't have any significant impact when it comes down to business decisions, but it makes a good impression. Risky, you say? By all means, enlighten me. Cheap is a word Quantum Synergy should never be associated with. I believed our team had thoroughly researched Infinity, but your comment gives me pause. Their instability was cited as a pain point, but one we could deal with as long as we maintained control of all joint projects. However, upheaval always comes with its own series of issues: delays, morale, public perception, and Drexler has yet to prove he can provide the consistency that I would prefer. Perhaps it really is more than I'm willing to undertake. A surprising conversation, and one I would never expect from someone such as yourself. I suppose the old saying, "Never judge a book by its cover," is appropriate here. It seems I have quite a bit to reconsider now. So it looks like the pleasure aspect of my trip needs to be postponed. Thank you for that insight. If you will leave me to my thoughts,
All these years, and Bayou hasn't let this place slip a single notch. The man knows how to run a business. Well, I take that as a compliment. Coming from someone as well-dressed as yourself. You either got great taste, or great connections. Maybe even both. Tell me, you don't happen to work for Infinity Ltd, do you? Got something against Infinity, I take it. I'd love to hear your reasons why. That's an awfully big claim to make. You'd have to have some inside details on their operation. However, it does match some of my own research that I've been conducting into their finances. Aren't you the resourceful one? That number tracks with the insider details I've been getting. Interesting. Look, it was nice meeting you, and I quite enjoyed our little talk. But it sounds like I need to take another look at some data before I head into this presentation of theirs. See you around, and maybe next time I'll be doing business with you. This is why I love meeting random people.
How quickly can you get that done?
I hope you have some good news for me. Well, that wasn't too bad, was it? You're a natural. I'm not just saying that because I hired you. The Astro Lounge can be overwhelming for some, with all its bells and whistles. Tie that in with manipulating people who are the equivalent of their boss's boss, most junior-level ops would start to show their cracks. Overall, not bad for your first high-profile assignment. You even earned yourself a bonus, which Lyndon was more than happy to give.
It is good that our restraint is appreciated.
Only as common as the flawless assignments you pull off. No one wants to clean up a mess. It takes a toll on Don't tell me you forgot already. Also, if you ever want an honest opinion about... They're honest to a fault, and often give their opinion on some... It's well deserved. Just keep making me look good, and there'll be more where that came from. But no rest for the weary at Ryujin. We've got a decent backlog of assignments, and they just keep coming, so I hope you're still good to go. At least this next one will be a break from all the chatter.
Your next assignment is to remind the competitor of their place in the corporate food chain.
Some call it retaliation, but we like to think of it as tough love.
Let's just say we don't tolerate theft or smear campaigns against us. If you want to steal in this industry, you better not get caught. And if you want to tarnish our good name, you better be ready for repercussions. Not quite. When you uploaded that virus onto KeltCorp's network, that was a warning intended to slow down their internal productivity. KeltCorp suffered the effects of that silently, although I guarantee they endured some serious client complaints. This assignment is about making our target look completely negligent in the public eye.
Most corporations live and die by public perception. Trusted products lead to a good reputation, which leads to profits. And, like it or not, we're all here for the profits.
Your assignment is to plant an ARC device. The ARC will allow us to frame our competitor for gross negligence and tank the public's perception.
You can call it what you like, but most importantly, it's your next assignment.
ARC stands for Assault, Reprogram, Corrupt. We think of it as a multi-tool of sorts. The ARC locates hard wiring and manipulates the information current being sent back and forth.
Depending on the situation, it's designed to do all sorts of things, but inevitably, they all result in malfunction.
Good. All you need to do is plant the ARC on the service panel of your target. We can handle the rest from here.
Do your best to make sure you aren't seen. The key is to make this look like a malfunction. And good luck. Keep it up, and you'll probably have my job soon. That remote access device is a pretty hefty little number. Nothing beats our R&D team.
This assignment serves as a reminder to all. Think of it as a small price for only one to pay that serves as a deterrent. I can see how you might view it as a harsh punishment, but loss of credits can be regained. People, that's a hard uphill battle, but the ARC is a specially engineered tool. It transmits the signals carried by the hardware to our... It doesn't guarantee complete control, but...
Smugglers always like to use Hope-Tech ships to resemble legitimate transports. I wonder how the company feels about that.
can't believe, huh?
Keep an eye on your valuables. If you can't protect your own, you don't belong here.
We'd be dust except for the factory. Off-worlders. Just keep it holstered. We'll get along fine.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
Oh, the whole place smells of fish. You would think that would keep people away.
Ranger.
this in. Keep moving. My work's classified.
Don't cause any trouble.
Supply chain. Not really one for small talk.
Hey there. I hope we're keeping you busy. I wouldn't be here if I didn't, but when it comes to benefiting the lives of employees and customers, Ryujin's as good as it gets. It's the, corporate games. My parents raised me to believe in hard, honest work. Ryujin has more than its fair share of hard workers. I probably shouldn't get into the details. Some? And don't get me wrong, it's the corporation's darker roots and how willing we are to... Oh, is that so? I mean, it might be okay. Come on, I'm trying to help here. All right, fine. You'll learn all about this sooner or later, so why not now? Ryujin Industries has some deeply embedded ties to Administrator Bayu, so he has a somewhat profound influence in the corporation. One word from Bayu could get you hired or fired. I'm probably not even aware of the amount of favors owed between both parties. But his influence is far from honest. If I had it my way, hard work is what would get you ahead here, not the word of someone who's morally bankrupt. Well, technically, everyone in operations, you operatives, field agents, and technicians alike, supply information, or get results. I'm just on the more legit side of things. Supply chain manager. I basically keep all our R&D requests are my favorite since they can be the most challenging. But almost everything you see in Ryujin Tower... See you.
Don't wander into any... Nothing suspicious over here.
What is it?
I'm a little busy right now.
I better do.
Can't you see I'm busy?
Sorry, I can't talk right now. I have a meeting to
Ryujin
prep
told
for.
me she hired another operative. Welcome to the team. I'm April. It's great, as far as I'm concerned. She's not afraid to take what she wants. But what I like the most? I can't speak for what every operative does. But me personally, I'm a field agent. I specialize in gathering intel that our techs can't get. Most assignments take me to the Astral Lounge or Paradiso. It's an incredible job. Great. Some other time then.
That out here. Follow me. Let's talk somewhere more private.
I'm not supposed to talk about my work.
So, who would you have to kill to get this job?
Keep out of my way. I'm working. Now isn't a good time.
I've got my eye. Stay on your best behavior and we won't have a problem.
Don't wander into any restricted areas. Nothing suspicious over here.
Keep out of my way. Nothing to report here.
causing... Nothing's out of place. Since you're an operative, I'm authorized to inform you that this is one of our hold. Anyone who may violate Ryujin policy while on company grounds is brought here for questioning. If you want to question legality, talk to Dalton Fines. Trespassing, theft, fraud. Pretty much. Mostly routine questioning to determine the proper course of action. Sometimes the issues can be resolved within the corporation. Other times we'll reach out to Neon Security or the Freestar Rangers. We enforce the law alongside Neon Security. You commit an average crime, we'll hand you off to one of their average cells. But if you're here specifically as a threat to Ryujin... I've got my eye on you. I've got my eye on you.
Hey there. Got an update for me? Now I get to let the in-office team know that the ball is in their court. Depending on their instructions, they can use the remote access to do anything from equipment failure to massive explosions. In the case of servers, it could be gross information leaks, a hardware failure. Basically, whatever might hurt their public perception the most. Good work. Now I can let Masako know how much she'll enjoy watching the news tonight. Now, on to the next, right? Oh, but before I forget, the results of your Astral Lounge escapades are in. I'm happy to say that the deal was officially called off. Masako was very pleased with the outcome, so she arranged a bonus through Linden. Apparently you said all the right things when it came to Arthur. Quantum Synergies actually reached out to us to negotiate the potential deal. I wouldn't hold your breath on that one. Several other parties will be involved in that deal on a more legitimate level. And believe me, bonuses like this for operatives are few and far between. My sources tell me it was a train wreck. Once her numbers didn't match up, Arthur was all over her with questions. It didn't take long for her to break composure, and that's when she lost Zola. So you could say that presentation went perfectly, as far as we're concerned. Hence the bonus. Not to mention you scored big in the reliability department. It makes this next assignment seem a bit lackluster, but it still carries weight. In order to stay on top of the market, we have to know what our competition is doing. The next assignment requires a more brute force approach, since the chances of them sharing that information is unlikely. Oh, we definitely are. But why stay one step ahead when you can just leave the competition in the dust? We reverse engineer their plans, create a superior product, and beat them to market. We make the initial profit with less investment in R&D, and our competition is forced to reevaluate if their product is even viable. Correction. You are going to steal from them. Don't forget, if you get caught, Ryujin will deny all knowledge. Good. Luckily, there aren't many, besides the usual. Your target is a prototype schematic for a new engine that Trident Luxury Lines is working on. According to the rumors, it's projected to be 17% more efficient than any engine on the market. The current schematic was sent to their star yard to begin prototyping, so they could be in the office area or the factory floor. The star yard is a mix of sales floor and manufacturing. If you're looking to blend in, you've definitely got options. It's not too far, in Aquila's orbit, so hopefully your ship's ready. The Trident Star Yard orbits Aquila in the Cheyenne system, so you'll still be in free star space. I feel bad for whoever gets to inform the executives about the theft of something so valuable. Just remember to keep things clean. The results are more satisfying that way. Try to keep it simple. Get in, get out, and don't get caught. The concept here is to vastly improve upon the base design and beat the competitor to market. We don't want to give Trident any fuel for accusations. Besides, getting caught means security around the schematic. This isn't about innovation. What sort of corporation would we be if we didn't take advantage? Trident specializes in luxury liner cruise ships, so they aren't a direct competitor, but we like to keep a close eye on any new tech they may have in the works. Gladys Coffin is their lead researcher, or architect. I guarantee this prototype that... Trident is bound to have a handful of guards. Remember, the Star Yard is part sales department, so there will be civilians. Which is exactly why discretion is needed here.